Hello friends, it's another week and welcome to another weekly edition of Quick Tip Videos brought to you by dataplatformcentral.com. In this edition of Quick Tip Videos, we can look into a small demo which illustrates the usage of Exasol connector. Exasol connector is one of the connectors which got an update in the recent February 2021 update of Power BI. Exasol is a highly performant in-memory relational database management system which is columnar in nature. Exasol is highly parallelized in nature and it is a leader in transaction processing performance councils TPCH benchmark for high data volume analytical workloads. It uses Exacluster OS on the background for performing these high data volume analytical transactions. In this quick demo, we shall see how we can use Power BI desktop and use the Exasol connector available in it to connect to an instance of Exasol that we have created in cloud in direct query mode. And let's see how the data can be used for visualizing inside our Power BI desktop. The Exasol instance that we are going to use in this demo looks like this. So we have used a database client called DB Visualizer to connect to the cloud instance that you have set up for Exasol. And inside that there are many test databases, of which we will be using the flights database, and we will be using a table called flights table for visualizing the data inside our Power BI desktop. Since Exasol connector uses ODBC on the background, before using Exasol connector inside your Power BI, your first step is to install and set up the ODBC driver for Exasol. This 64-bit driver for Exasol can be obtained from the Exasol download site itself. So the first step for you is to go to Exasol site, and there will be a downloads page for Exasols where you can get a download ODBC driver. You should be downloading a 64-bit version of the ODBC driver for Windows. So you can use this MSI, which is 64-bit MSI for Windows, for installing the ODBC driver. Once this ODBC driver is installed, then you can directly use the connector which is shipped within Power BI for setting up and connecting to your Exasol DB, which you have created in the cloud. Once the ODBC driver is installed, you can open a blank Power BI desktop window, and then you can go to the get data option to connect to the Exasol instance that you have set up. In the get data window, you can search for Exasol, and automatically you should be able to get the connector for Exasol. Select the Exasol connector, click on connect. Automatically you'll be provided with a warning telling that it is a third-party connector, and the features and availability will be under the responsibility of the third-party service. It's just a warning to indicate that this is not something which is controlled by Power BI, but the reliability of the connector will depend on Exasol. So just you can click on continue, and now it prompts for the connection string and for the encrypted status. For the connection string, you can refer to the mail that you get once you have set up the instance that will have name of the connection. So you can copy the connection string from there, come back to your Power BI window and paste the connection string, and remember to add the port name also, which is 8563. You can go to the information icon and it will show you it is 8563, that is the default, and you can set encrypted to yes so as to make the connection encrypted, and here we will be going for direct query, and you can click on OK to start the connection. When prompted for the credentials, you can go back to the mail which contains the details of your Exasol instance and copy the username and password from there. Copy and paste the username, again go back and copy and paste the password, and once the username and password has been successfully copied, you can click on connect to the instance. After a while, once the connection comes up, expand, choose your required database, which is a flights database, and choose the required table. In this case, we are going to select flights table. Choose the flights table, and the preview will load, and then you can click on load to load the data. Once the table is loaded, you can see it in your model. So now we'll have a model with a single table that we want to create the visuals upon. So the flights is a big table with lots of columns. We are going to create some visual based on this flights. So now that the table is being loaded successfully, you can go and we can add a metrics visual and we can expand the table and we can use origin and destination. There are two columns within the table for creating a simple visual. So we can add origin to rows, destination to columns, and we can add the count of airline IDs to the values. You can immediately see the values being added here. So if you want, you can make it count of distinct to get the airlines count, and you can also add another one which is the count of airline ID, which is actually the trip count. So as you see, the visual will now show both the measures that you have added, and you can see it being repeated for every origin and destination combination. So this simple demo shows how you can use this Exasol connector to connect to a test instance that you have created inside cloud, pull a data using direct query mode, and use the data to add some visuals to your Power BI dataset. Since Exasol is a columnar based in-memory relational database system, which is very suitable for doing large data volume based analytical operations, chances are that you will be able to come across Exasol used as a source for many of your data warehousing projects as well. So in such cases, I hope this video should be handy in helping you to set up your Exasol connector within the Power BI desktop, pull the data from your Exasol instance onto the Power BI desktop, and use it for all your visualization needs. As usual, feel free to let me know your comments, and subscribe to my channel for getting such useful tips in future, and click on bell icon to get the notifications. Meet you all soon with another useful quick tip like this. Till then, bye and thanks for your time.